to work.
No, it's perfectly okay. I'll have to actually pause the video on my end as well on the other thing. So I'm sorry to say that camera manipulation was captured, Gerwin.
So,
It's the very beginning of this, but we can work through that. So, hello to any future watchers, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is Monster Hearts 2: Absolution, Ontario, set directly in Algonquin territory and the marijuana market of Canada. In several reses had deals and abilities to grow marijuana before the 2018 countrywide legalization, and in Absolution that gave the because a lot of times in America when marijuana becomes legal, you have to have things like have worked in the business for 5+ years, even though there hasn't been a 5+ year time period to do that. And but of course, a lot of people in Absolution had that jump on it because they had been able to grow it for quite a long time, which means there are tensions rising due to the fact that some people are fine with Algonquin people being their dealers, not quite fine with them being their bosses. And with the new First Nations mayor, things are going to be especially tense. We will decide how much we want to focus on human tension versus supernatural tension, as this is escapism for all. And I think right now, more urban fantasy could be fun than realistic, gritty fantasy. But anyway, the future of the town is set before the children, the teenagers to be exact. We're in trouble. And portraying our characters today are these four lovely people found on the gauntlet. This is a special game set up for those who had joined recently, and a lucky slot by Gerwin, who is being an absolute mad lad by playing early in the morning with me again. Last time that happened, it turned out amazing, so I only have high expectations. Let's go around and meet these people who are doing this with me, and we will then go back around and learn about their characters. So I will go in character keeper order. So you get to start off, Gerwin.
the downside of being eager. Hello, I'm Gerwin. I'm coming to you from Nottingham. So, yes, it is currently 1:10 in the morning here. But after the last run I had with Ferret, it was such a good laugh, it was worth sleeping in a bit. So, here I am. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm going to be playing our vampire today.
We will discover this vampire really soon. But now, David.
Yeah, hi guys. For my part, my name is David. I am he, him pronouns. I'll be playing a sad little ghosty boy for the evening's proceedings. Looking forward to it.
And John.
Hi everyone, I'm John. I use he, him pronouns as well. And I will be playing the Ghoul, but more specifically, the Wendigo skin overlay made by our own Ferret, which I'm excited to try out. His name is Dag, also uses he, him pronouns.
Lovely. And of course, where better to play a Wendigo than a place with a Wendigo park? And Laura and company.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, you just muted out. Still can't hear you. Well, we can introduce you in a bit after you find out that your voice stopped coming through in the middle of your introduction.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Is
we can
this
hear you
better?
now. Yes.
Okay.
Because
Sorry.
your partner hugged you?
Yeah, my friend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna be playing the Fae skin. I use she, her pronouns, and yeah, really excited to be here.
Ah, good. And your friend seems to be quite happy to be here too. So we're lucky about that. So let's go back around and meet. We've met the players. Now the monsters they're going to be playing. And as slightly foretold, let's meet the vampire.
Okay, so I'm playing a character called Neve Lynch. She's an old vampire, but one that's been sleeping on and off through most of the ages. So she's teenage in body, but only has about 30 years of life that she's lived. And her family and her clan have established themselves in the territory, having come from Derry, North Island. So I will be trying a very bad Northern Irish accent at some point during the night, I have no doubt.
And as an American, I will not be able to tell. So let's meet our ghost.
Yeah. For my part, it just occurred to me in a moment of panic, perhaps 3 minutes ago, that in all the excitement, I forgot to name my character. So I think that we will just go with the name of James for this ghost, and we'll see if it fits. I have some questions about how the ghost playlist or playbook works in terms of who knows that you're actually dead, and if you have died, how can people account for the fact that you're walking around now? I just am not really sure how that
That
works.
depends a lot on the narrative. Like if you're playing the vampire, we don't have to do the mythology that the sun will kill you. We don't have to do the mythology that the crosses will kill you. Like this can be a thing where you died, but you're so tied to the town or tied to your family or tied to the school that you can manifest, or that maybe you you died and it's sort of like Dead Like Me. You get like a day pass or something of that nature, and we can any way you want to be able to interact with people. We can pretty much say like that's what happens.
Okay. I'll think on it. I was hoping to kind of figure out how this ghost quote unquote died, either literally or metaphorically, as we went through explaining character creation and things like that, and just kind of tying our characters together. So I don't have a really extensive backstory for this guy in the way that I might like to have coming into the game, but in any event, that's what I've got. So if there are any further questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them, but there
No
you go.
problem. I like the idea of a metaphorical death, like you lost a social position or got beat out for a yearbook club or something like that. That'd be interesting.
I'll think on it.
One of the things we do have as part of character generation is something called backstory. And one of the questions you ask is someone knows that you're dead and how you died. So it is something that will come up and during the discussion tonight. So
And up next, using the new overlay mechanic, DAG, the Ghoul / Wendigo.
Yep. So Dag is a Wendigo slash ghoul, and so it is also technically dead and has come back. And I'm interested to see who maybe knows about Dag's death. Dag is a kind of tall, lanky-looking teen boy with this dark wavy hair and glasses. He's stiff though, and kind of moves at awkward angles, and like when he walks, he carries his arms in kind of a strange manner that makes him, he's just not very fluid in how he moves. So yeah, he is a sort of stiff character and has these very vibrant green eyes.
Nicely done. And we'll have a different backstory than normal for the ghoul, thanks to the Wendigo. But that leaves our Fae. Let's see about this.
Yeah, so I'm playing the Fae. Her full name is Tinker Hell, Tinks for short. Um, so she's kind of got this dainty, kind of woodsy vibe. Um, she has this kind of she has these laughing eyes, so very big on the practical jokes, and likes to cause mischief wherever she goes. So she stole the gift of the Fae, and I'm kind of looking forward to see like what the gift of the Fae looks like. I don't know if that varies from game to game, or what, but yeah,
You
I'm
can
excited.
do that. How you can say you have done that. How you would like in one of my other games this week. A character cheated a leprechaun out of his gold, and the fairy king said, "Well, you lost the game. The kid wins. He's a fairy now."
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think maybe Tink seduced the Fairy King and then stole something from him, without realizing that that gave her the gift. So I think that'll
Well,
be
did
kind of
you? Since you seduced the fairy king, I have to know: was this a fade to black situation, or did you leave him wanting?
I left him wanting definitely, and then slipped away before anything more could occur. Uh,
And took something of his. I like it. Very brazen. Makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, and let's swing back around, starting with the Fae for the beginning of the backstory questions. So read off your top backstory question, and we will work with it.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
no, we're
beautiful.
starting with the Fae.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
So my backstory: I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I give everyone a string. Um, and then I've captured someone's
No, we're
fancy.
just doing the first one. So the
Oh,
first
just
one you're just handing out all the
okay.
string. We'll wrap back around to do them all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and I think DAG has a new interesting mechanic, so we're probably going to be staggering his with one question between each question now.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask how you want to do that. So I guess I'll start with Tinks then, and then I'll jump down from right to left on the character keeper. So, um, is there anything Tinks has that Dag wants more than life itself? Should I also explain like the Wendigo's hunger and which one I chose? Would that
Yes, that'd be very good.
So yeah, the Wendigo and the Ghoul, their driving thing is that they have a hunger it's insatiable. They're even when they get it, they always want more and more and more of it. Um, and so I chose power as the primary hunger for Dag, which led to me to thinking a lot of interesting questions about like how do teens struggle for power, and thought of like, there's probably a few different ways they struggle for power. So if you want to use that to frame the thing that maybe you have that Dag would want more than life itself.
Yeah, and you might also want to read like the explanations that go with a yes or no answer.
Oh, good call. So yes. So if you say yes, so meaning you have something that Dag wants more than life itself, Dag takes one string on you. If you say no, then you tell them. Sorry, Dag tells you how you're like him and gives you one string on him. I think I explained that correctly.
You did very good.
Yeah, so I think it would make sense if Tinks had something that you wanted more than life itself. As to what that is, I'm wondering if it's her like kind of easygoing like personality, and that allows her to kind of move through the social ladder. Because you described him as kind of stiff, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's not the most graceful conversationist and social goer. So I think that makes a lot of sense
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe I can wrench it from her soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, let's do the first of your backstory questions.
Right. So, my first backstory question is: someone knows that you're dead and how you died. They gain 2 strengths on you. I want to clarify, Dag, did you say that your character is also dead?
Well, maybe I should get clarification myself. The base Ghoul is dead, and that's one of their backstory questions. But yeah, Fair corrected me that that's not actually a question we're using in this one. So I don't know. For the Wendigo, did you picture that it's still, someone that's died and come back as this thing, or?
It's either or. Like, to me, the Wendigo is based off like more than just the undead myths that sort of populate the Ham-Fist Empire, because it's more a sickness of the soul as well than just like an undead cannibal. It's like, yeah, you could have like, it could be something like, your soul got frostbite, or you lost your heart in the wilderness, and like you may technically be dead or have lost parts of you, but make it as supernatural as you want or as mundane as you'd like. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can be dead. You don't. It's not a necessity this time.
Yeah. So then I'll go with that. There was no physical death. It was more of a spiritual, supernatural type death. So yeah, I think that probably helps clarify that point.
Got it. In that case, perhaps it would make sense for, is it pronounced Neum?
It's Neve.
Neve, I'm sorry. Perhaps it would be appropriate then for Neve to know that I'm dead by virtue of being a vampire?
Yeah.
We might want to flesh out how we know that in the future, but that makes intuitive sense.
Vampires have to drink blood to survive. My character's recently awakened from a long sleep. So, I don't know. Would you like to be one of my victims?
Why not? We'll go with that. Something about ghost blood, it just hits different.
Brilliant. So,
You know what they say: don't play with your food and don't leave leftovers.
So, in that case, I suppose Neve will take 2 on myself.
Brilliant.
Now we're going to go to Neve, and you do. Well, first, no, we need to do one of Dag's questions for the.
So I think this one is for James then. So James, do you have something that I want more than life itself? And as a reminder, if you say yes, you tell me what it is, and I take 1 string on you. If you say no, I will tell you how you're like me, and you take a string on me.
Got it. I think that the 2 of us are so similar already. I think that we're both, somewhat, I get the impression that we're a bit socially awkward, somewhat withdrawn. So this actually might be a situation where it makes more sense for you to say how we're the same.
Okay, I think that I'm trying to think of how to build on that. I think James and Dag are alike in that neither of them squarely fits with a single clique or group. They kind of float maybe among some of them, being accepted but never fully part of it, if that makes sense. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that idea because it's like we all kind of know people and we have people who sort of like us, but we never felt particularly close in a highly intimate kind of way with other people. And so there's always sort of that hole there, Yeah. I think that would make sense.
Yeah, no, I like that. And so, yeah, so you take a string on me.
All right.
And yes, our vampire, do both of yours, and we will wrap back around.
Okay, so my first one. I'm beautiful. I gain a string on everyone. And my second one is someone once saved your own life. They gain 2 strings on you. I'd like to go with James for this one, if at all possible. I think when I woke, I was basically out in the wilderness on my own, having dug myself out from where I'd been buried. Sorry, you saying something, Ferret?
Since you're already tied to him as his killer, would you would it be terrible to like maybe tie to one of the other two, since like to sort of spread the network out?
Yeah, that's fine. Uh, in which case, then, do either of the other two want to take that one? Who wants to have saved my life at some point?
So I was gonna say that I do picture Dag as someone who's spent a lot of time outside and out in the woods and such. So I don't know, where do you think that's maybe where you awoke, or would you have maybe woken up somewhere in a more residential type place?
What I'm envisioning is I woke up on basically an abandoned plot at the edge of town. One that's undergoing development.
Ooh, I have an idea. You have a hunger for power, don't you, Dag?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on this plot, some like bikers or undesirables had set up, and just to prove you were better than them, you had to beat them up, and had to. You did. Teenagers make the best decisions, and they turned out to be vampire hunters who were squatting.
I'm fully up for that.
Yeah, I'm totally up for that, because I was thinking I chose the new stat line that puts him at +2 volatiles. I was thinking Dag is someone who definitely has gotten into fights, probably fights he didn't really have a chance at winning, and this maybe sounds like one of those times.
Brilliant. So take 2 strings on me.
Okay.
I
think I need to answer your question as well. Yes. So I'll say it one more time. So does Neve have anything that Dag wants more than life itself? If so, tell me what it is, and I'll take 1 string on you. And if no, I'll tell you how we're alike, and you take a string on me.
Yes, I have a very powerful connected family locally. Sorry, family. So the people who claim to be her parents are very well connected locally.
Yeah, that sounds like exactly something Dag would be after, wishing he could have.
will stick by family, but that is. James, your final question, which is a doozy.
Oh yeah, this one's a treat. You've been inside someone's bedroom while they were sleeping. Take a string on them. Now I've already kind of got some ties to Tinks and Dag. I have strings on both of them. Nothing on Neve. So perhaps the right play would be to save it just to kind of, again, spread the network out a bit. Maybe I've been in Neve's bedroom at some point while they were sleeping. Here's actually an idea. I can see a situation in which James feels so alone fundamentally, and there's having such this like longing for intimacy, this like connection where they feel understood and accepted, sort of in the way that Dag also experiences. I could see a situation in which the death that James experienced at the hands of Neve was experienced by James as being, well, must be what intimacy is, even though it's something that has actively killed him, but it's like a metaphor, right? So there's a possibility then maybe that James, if this is cool with everyone, feels somewhat attached to Neve. Whether or not that's reciprocated is certainly up to Neve. Whether or not that's exploited is up to Neve, I think. But maybe that's a reason why James is creeping around on Neve's bedroom, is because he has this sort of infatuation with them.
Yep,
Which makes sense given that it's vampirism. That's kind of how it all works.
I'm fully up for that.
There is a theme in Wraith the Oblivion where some ghosts are tied to the spot where they die. So they like every morning there's like a flaw where you just appear at that place. That could be I don't think we have to run with that, but I just find it funny. You're like, well, I keep coming back here. Yeah, I died, but it was the best time of my life.
I was gonna say it's possible that maybe I was even killed in Neve's bedroom, and so
yes, definitely. I'm definitely up for that.
So I keep coming back to my death place, which also is this sort of symbol of really poisoned intimacy at the same time, and we'll call it that.
Yeah, I'm fully up for that.
I thought there wouldn't be a mortal in this game. Damn you, immortals. Just like you reach level 30 and you evolve. And I think we've gotten all of Dag's ties down with the question. So, Tinks, your final question.
Yeah, so my final question is, you've captured someone's fancy, gain 2 strings on them. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't want to impose anything on anyone. So
I mean, I think it makes complete sense that you've captured Dag's fancy. I think Dag is very envious of you. It sounds like Tinks is, very socially graceful. Possibly, like, would you say Tinks is popular and really well liked?
So I think she's that kind of popular but the kind that like floats around from group to group, gets along with kind of everybody. Like everybody likes her, but nobody really like knows her, right? We all know that one person from high school.
Yeah, but everyone like they smile and like their eyes light up when they come around, and yeah, I think Dag sees that and definitely envies it, and I would say you've captured Dag's fancy if you're good with that.
Okay, so now we've got to start. Let's go over safety and the X card, line and veils. Themes you do want to see, right to the left of the lines and veils. Lines to me, adult-child relations also covers teacher-student relations. I don't think they're necessary in Monster Hearts. Sexual violence is like from coercion to sexual assault, not going to be in our game. No violence to pets, so if Dag does go hungry for flesh, please go to the meat department, not the pet store. And for veils, at the very least, consensual sex, we will have the fade to black, the classy pause, establishing shot, or like the Simpsons say, star wipes. Star wipes everywhere. And this is a living document. Feel free to add anything to it that you would like to avoid, that you think might come up, that you wouldn't want to during this time. I know several people have said, like no pandemics, no major diseases in people. Had to X card someone having tuberculosis once. Just things come up, but if you want to add anything, go ahead and add something it's in the miscellaneous tab. And if you are fine with what is up there, type okay into the chat in Zoom, and we will get moving.
Can I just get a clarification on violence and harm to pets? Is that specifically pets? Does that apply to wildlife as well?
No, not wildlife. This is just like if you've adopted it, it's a pet to me. But I'd prefer cats. Wild rabbits are fine, but if the little girl owns a bunny, don't eat it.
Brilliant.
And I hear deer and venison is quite good. I'll add the role for your party link. Okay, looks like we are good to go. So we in the town and homeroom link, we will set up a small bit of the town. I based this map off a place I went to for like 3 summers in a row, Rome, Georgia, which had the Dairy Queen strip. That was where people hung out. And like, if you've ever been to one of those towns, you know that strip, that is the lifeblood of the town. That is what this town has. I think in ours, since there's the literal train tracks on the right side and wrong side, that the train tracks will just go right down the middle of this. And so I think on the left side we'll have the more Algonquin area, the res, the bad side of the tracks, and on the other side the more gentrified store. The Starbucks across from, or wait, no, this is Canada. The
Dunkin' Donuts.
The Tim Hortons,
Tim
right?
Hortons, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking that Tom Holland's like, that's someone famous, but not the right person. Yeah, and if you have a kind of shop you would like to see, feel free to pitch it. Put it in. It's just like within reason. We don't need the Cthulhu Busters Eldritch Horrors stop shop, or for example. But and also feel free to claim a desk for yourself in homeroom. And
Are the orange spots, are they the ones to type in, or?
yes, they are the desks.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the teacher has the one up top. The door is the dotted line. Windows are on the left side of the room.
I see we don't like the outdoors and the sunlight then. Because we're all as far away from the windows as we can get.
I was actually just thinking maybe because the door is the one up behind by the teacher's desk. Is that right?
It's a dotted line up there, yes, on the left-hand
Yeah.
side.
Actually, I think I'm going to move Dag because I think it's like doorway, head to desk, down as fast as possible. Well, crossing that room, that's too much. That's too much attention. That's too much effort. So I'll take this side to split it up a bit. I'm curious, what is the age to buy marijuana in Canada? I'm assuming it's 18.
That is something I actually do not know. I think it is 18. I know it's not. I know mushrooms are 21 up there.
So 18 would mean probably none of us are old enough. Because if it was 16, maybe, but yeah, 18.
No, actually, with medical cards at 18, I know that's legal, and you can get a work visa and be 18 to work in head shops. But you actually have to be drug tested to work with marijuana because you're 18.
So do you want us to fill in some of the town details already, or?
Yeah, like if you're having a store you would really like to see, feel free to add it. Like the bookstore with occult stuff, the front for your vampire family, if you would like, or like the B&B that you guys hire out, like, or that you rent out, except for the rituals. Like whatever floats your fancy.
Hmm.
So I've added the local newspaper down there. The Absolution Dispatch.
So I'm wondering if it would be interesting to have like a local, dispensary, but would that be on the left side of the tracks, since it probably, was there to start with?
It can be on either side, whichever one you'd like. I mean, I think that people from the res now definitely work on the right side of the track, so to speak, because they had the job experience to open up over there before other people did.
I'm awful with names. What to name a dispensary? I live in Atlanta, Georgia, so we don't have these things.
I'm saying many of them do have, like, they're either very practical and pragmatic. We are a medical store. We sound professional, whereas like 420 we call you a joint because you've been blazed. Burn unit.
And I'm thinking like pain relief center, but it's actually just marijuana.
Or if you want to be slightly punny, the disjointed medical store.
Ooh, I like that.
And are we to understand that the left side of this diagram on town is on the wrong side of the tracks?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So would businesses in that area be predominantly Native American owned?
They'd be Algonquin owned, most likely. Yeah, you're right, and or they would be like the old local businesses that have, we've been here since the 1930s. We've stayed here since then, kind of thing.
Right.
But probably like Tim Hortons would be on the right. The local coffee shop would be on the left.
Got it. I've got three ideas that I've just brainstormed, and I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on them. I mean, between a sort of a local diner, a historic movie theater that's seen better days, and a large two-story antique store. Do any of those three things sound especially compelling to people?
I love the idea of a movie theater, one of those old Art Deco style ones, and
Yeah, I totally agree. I love that idea. I think it'd be great if we want to put that on the left side, and maybe they do like cultural movies and things like they do, in addition to showing some more popular ones, but they have like, very cultural cinema and stuff sometimes too.
I could see them having a kind of a run of midnight films that they run.
Mm.
Like Thursdays and Fridays at midnight, they'll run, some old film or a cult classic or some kind of indie sort of thing. And this is where they bring in the films that have a bit more of like a horror edge to them or something like that. And maybe they save the more high art for during the daylight hours.
Yeah, I love that.
So what are we going to call it? What's an old-fashioned name for a cinema or a movie theater?
I mean, the Majestic is the one that pops to mind, but that's like a very, very common one.
We can go with Majestic. Anyone else have any ideas? Or
What's French for majestic?
This is Ontario. It is not in
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry. Yes. See, this is what I
but
get. Southeast.
There's the Majestic,
they do like
the Grand.
like the pristine.
I like that. It because there's contrast there between the actual rundown, seen better days reality of the theater, but it has a name indicating pristine.
Yeah, like maybe inside, like it has like the best movie theater posters, but like the things around them are falling apart. It's like it literally is living off nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm good for that.
And I now have NPC questions for you all. We have 4 generic questions that everyone will get to answer one of the generic trope questions for NPCs, and 2 pointed questions aimed at your character. And I'm going to start in no specific order with Neve. Who at school seems too into you, like the reincarnated soul of someone from before?
I think there's an Unquan kid by the name of Joseph, who who's just hanging. Excuse me, sorry. Who's just he hangs around all the time. He basically shows up everywhere I go. We keep on running into each other, and he seems he believes that this must be fate. We're always showing up at the same place at the same time. That it's almost as if fate meant that.
Nice. And what classmate has it out for you socially, and how do you feel about this?
Is that to me as well?
Yes.
I think that's Joseph's sister, Alex.
That works for me. And how do you feel about her gunning for your position, or what is your position in school?
I'm the I'm on the student council. I'm basically the editor of the local student paper, and I do part-time work with the local newspaper itself, the Dispatch Herald, and I think she feels that I hold a outside influence within the school itself as a result. Just with the social pressure I can bring to bear on people.
Nice. And do you want to pick from the generic trope NPCs, or wait for everyone to get their loaded questions and then have you guys decide between them?
I'll wait if that's okay.
That is fine. So next we go to Dag. who have you fed on before, and how has that changed them? And feel free if this doesn't jive with your idea of Dag to like ask for tweaks or anything like that.
Yeah, I think there's a girl named Lauren, and right, so Dag's hunger is for power, and I think Dag took some screenshots of some text messages she sent at one point that where she was maybe saying some things about some of the other popular girls in school, and he shared those, and that like knocked her down a peg, and that made him like feel that power a bit. So Lauren's lost some of her social standing because of that, because she got caught, gossiping and rumoring.
Not bad. And who is the juiciest target, and why have you saved them for now?
And I suppose this should be an NPC and not another player, because I feel like Neve is the juiciest target.
Yeah, an NPC, yeah.
Let's say Ryan. You know what? Ryan is the. Do they play football in Canada? I know they play football, but is that the popular high school sport? What's the popular high school sport in Canada? Let's say soccer. Ryan is the he's like the star center back on the soccer team, and so he's got a lot of power in the school. So why have I saved him till now? Because I haven't found a good angle on him yet. I haven't managed to get close enough to him, but I'm looking for ways.
Next, we go to our Fae. Who jacks your style, but always a little too late to be cool?
I think it's a girl named Poppy Shields. Like, she's always like showing up to some of my best work at like prank wise, and then is trying to take all the credit, but everybody knows that I did it anyway. But she's just kind of a little annoyance, a little fly. Easily, I can bat her away, but she keeps on coming back.
It makes me imagine Tink as a grown-up Louise Belcher, and that amuses me too much. And what person has refused to make a promise to you, and how do you feel about that?
Gideon Tilsley. I don't understand it. He ignores me. Nobody ignores me, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. He just seems disinterested. Nobody's disinterested in me.
Okay, let's move on to our ghost. James, who hates how you seem to stare at Neve, and why?
I like the idea of, let me see. I imagine that it would be someone who perhaps has a crush on Neve, and they view me as competition in some way. Not necessarily because I am, but because they just don't like other people making eyes at Neve. So let's say that it is a guy by the name of Andrew Atherton.
And to be sweet, who uses you and only misses you when you fuck up?
Maybe there is a gossip in class by the name of something like I don't know, Courtney. It's Canada, so maybe sort of a French last name like Courtney LaRouge or something like that. And I think that perhaps she uses me to learn other people's secrets and report them back to her, because she can't be seen sticking her nose into things, but I'm such a shadow that fades into the background so easily. It's very easy for me to find things out in a circumspect manner. And it goes great until I fuck up, and then she's real pissed at me.
Lovely. And now we have 4 generic questions. This will give us a trope style character. I'm going to read them out. Feel free to pick whichever one. Well, let me read them all out. That way you can get an idea of which one you would like to answer, perhaps. Then we'll go back around. But we are going to have a popular mean guy or mean girl, a kind-hearted ditz or himbo, a cranky outsider, and an innocent nerd. Does anyone want to create a popular mean guy or mean girl? Well then, how about a...
I'll take that one.
Okay then.
I think it's a girl by the name of Juliet Smith.
No problem, and not much else needed as they're a trope character. And next, the kind-hearted ditz or himbo, because we always need a kind-hearted but stupid person.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
Let's call them Kenneth.
We've got to have a cranky outsider, someone who just don't belong.
I like the idea, if I might take it, I like the idea of someone named like Annalise, something that kind of has sort of a prim Regency sort of tone to it. And I like the idea that this person is a cranky outsider because they come from a wealthy family and they're sort of old money, and they are used to this very cosmopolitan lifestyle, and now they are stuck in the middle of nowhere and they hate it.
That works. And finally, our innocent nerd.
Yeah, I think that this is maybe Eli Clifton.
Excellent. So we have done quite a bit. Let's take a break until 15 after the hour. I'll be putting some of these people in the NPC tabs for write-ups, and then when we get back, we can put them in the seating chart and jump into the first day of school and find out where we're going to be going with these horrible, horrible people. Yeah, see you at 15 after the hour.
Mr. Chonkweasel, I have to ask, did you come up with those trope ideas and the leading questions for the classroom yourself? Because those were hilarious.
I did. Typically I'll wait for character introductions, like a bit of backstory to get ideas for like get a feel for like what kind of tropes would play off people. And I've played plenty of Monster Hearts that I tend to see like people create the same kinds of tropes. You know, like it is popular to have the popular mean kid, like the drama gay, the Heather, that kind of thing. There is like the kind-hearted ditz, the cheerleader who knows like everything about feeding the class hamster but nothing about chemistry. The guy who like bro, we got to lift so you can like feel confident about yourself, bro. Lift your spirits too. Yeah, like just setting up things. And yeah. And do we want to? Does everyone want to place their NPCs in the class? I have written all the names of the NPCs in the NPC folder with a brief description on them. The 4 generic ones come first, and I wrote these in the reverse order I asked them, pretty much.
So to clarify then, do we put the NPCs onto the homeroom just in any particular order? Just kind of go for it? Or is there an order of operations here?
No order of operations, just fight for blood.
All right. Sweet Kenneth sits right in front of the teacher.
Wow, that's a new feature on Roll for Your Party.
Yeah, it looks like it got fancier.
Yeah, if you highlight dice and double click on them, it re-rolls them.
Nice.
Which is a pity because I've just used up 2 really good rolls. I'm expending all my luck right at the start.
You may not. I've had 2 completely different random number generator stories this week. And my first Monster Hearts game, I literally stopped handing out hard moves because like it was 2 mixed successes in the game. The rest were failures the entire time. They counted. There was a grand total of 15 EXP earned by everyone combined.
What? Was that a one-off then?
No, that was the start of a campaign.
Oh, God.
The one-off got only 1 failure, and the one I'm supposed to be teaching, like writing down the failures and hard moves I'm making.
I did notice the session at the end of it. I was expecting to be at least half an hour long, and it's go, okay, well, that's it. Not really much to talk about there.
We're doing debriefing at the final session.
Okay.
Shot. So like that way I have all the stuff ready and can start like pointing, at the beginning of the game I did this. When it began to escalate, I moved to X. But yeah, let's I think well, the best thing to start with, even though we do not need to run towards it, we can ignore it, we can sideline it, whatever, is some kind of school or town event. I'm going to say that today, do you guys want to arrive like just like have the luck of like the TV show of arriving at the same time, even if it be by like some of you walking, some of you driving, some of you on the bus, or do you want to arrive staggered? Because I can see that if James ends up in Neve's bedroom most of the time, that they might walk to school together or drive to school together.
I was gonna say we might want to clarify. Does Neve know that I'm always like hanging around his property or their property?
Which would you prefer? Which would be best for the story?
I think, and I'm not trying to play this out in a like the Mortal playbook where I'm just like this helpless kind of puppy dog that follows you around all the time. But I guess it depends on whether you would prefer to know that I was deeply impacted by your killing me, and that I follow you kind of around as a result, or if it would make more sense for me to maybe shadow you a little bit more, perhaps because I'm not entirely comfortable expressing myself or how things went.
Again, it comes down to how you want to play it. Neve is going to be really guilty, going to feel really guilty about what happened with you. So she's not going to turn you away because she's responsible for what happened to you. So.
Okay. My instinct is to make it a little bit more overt then.
Okay.
I think that would start us off with a little bit more high drama. If Neve knows that they have had some significant effect on me. And you also would be the only one who knows that I actually died that night or day or whatever. And yet here I still am. That makes sense to me.
Yep, that's fine with me as well. So Neve has a modified pickup truck. Neve actually walks with a cane. She has scoliosis, so it's hard for her to spend a lot of time standing. So she walks with the assistance of a crutch. As a result of that, the car that she drives has been modified to make it easier for her to actually use it. So yeah, I'm happy with us showing up together.
And how Mad Max is this truck? I mean, are the machine guns
on
it?
No. This isn't the A-Team.
Okay.
But a Powered by the Apocalypse game based on the A-Team would be absolutely brilliant. But no, this literally it's just had a adaptation to the accelerator controls just to make it they're on the wheel itself rather than actually down as a pedal, just to make it easier for her to use.
So do you want to just be arriving at school and pulling up in the parking lot so you guys can get out?
Yeah. So the car pulls up and the truck pulls up and she'll turn to James. So you have everything then?
Yeah.
You got all your books?
Out of character, is this school that we're showing up to? And there's just this kind of, okay, very good. Yeah. So in that case, yes, I'm ready. I'm good to go. And I'll kind of slug this old torn up fabric backpack out of the truck and sling it over my shoulder. And my character for his part is dressed in a fashion style, which I would affectionately refer to as anime emo, even though he himself would not think of it that way. So he's got this like very dark black jeans and this sort of like black denim jacket on that's got like some studs and some patches of various punk bands from the 80s, that kind of thing. But he still has sort of this effeminate K-pop look to him at the same time.
Brilliant. What time of year is it, Ferret? Because with Ontario, the weather can actually go from one extreme to the other.
Oh, this is winter. This is the end of fall, start of winter, I think.
Okay, so is there still snow on the ground?
There is definitely still snow on the ground.
Okay. You forgot your hat. Come here, and I'll take out this wool hat, the traditional Canadian hat, with wool hat with the little bobble on the top.
Little bobbin thing.
Yeah. Come here, and I'll put it on his head. There you go. Can't have you catching cold.
Oh, Thanks. I say, half making eye contact, half not.
Yeah.
Turning to go inside, but not going to step ahead of you, waiting for you to start walking before me.
So she'll open the door, and she's actually struggled to get out of the snow. It's quite difficult for her to actually walk with her cane. So she gets down and she struggles getting into school.
I think I would be willing to help, with the cane if necessary. Otherwise, if you're pretty autonomous and can
you
grab things yourself.
You don't have to do that. I'm fine. She's not pushing you away, but she's saying, I'm fine. You don't need to do that.
So I have a question for you, Neve. If James continued to do that, would it be a turn-on roll or a shut-down roll?
I think it'd be a shutdown roll.
So yes,
she tries to maintain her independence, and the fact that she needs help is not good for her image.
Okay, so James, what are you going to do?
I think that I would sort of cave, and I would walk alongside and awkwardly try to make small talk and conversation, but I wouldn't press the issue. Even though I imagine that James is a bit taller than Neve and maybe has, at least at first, a little bit more of a physically imposing frame. I think that he still feels very small in Neve's presence, and as a result, just sort of goes with what Neve wants for now.
Neve, keep your cool to maintain your balance on the ice.
And is there a link to the Roll with Friends?
Yes, there's one in the character keeper.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
That's a 7 ferret.
Lovely. I love these mixed successes on keep your cool. And so you can maintain your balance, but it'll take you can maintain your balance, but Alex will get some leverage over you, or you can trip and just have a quick bruise to the ego.
I think I start to fall and I reach out for James. I reach out and basically hold on to him and appear weak in the process. But literally, I reach out, grab his arm, and I'm holding his arm tightly.
And I think what like James, you I assume help pull her up, and
Oh sure, no, this is my lucky day. I get to help.
So just to clarify, Ferret, I maintain my balance, but Alex takes advantage.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I think oh yeah, I think that you can see from the doors like the glint of a camera, not a the cell phone camera, just being put away as she walks off. Of course, Joseph can't take this bad at all.
That little... I don't understand that girl. I really don't. She's got it in for me. She really does.
What's her problem?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Her brother has the hots for me or something.
Does he?
Yeah. She's really overprotective.
Yeah, who's her brother?
James, he sits at the front of class. He's hanging around all the time. It's not
I
as
think
if
you
I
mean
even like
Joseph.
him.
He's
Oh,
James.
Joseph. He's hanging around front of class. He's hanging around at the front of class. He just lingers. It's almost as if he's haunting me or something. Stupid
Right.
little.
Yeah, don't worry about them. Like let's just get inside. People are just fucking, they're just pricks. Don't worry about them.
Come on. Can you
I
take my
will.
bag?
I will ask though. Being reminded of someone haunting her. Do you think that brings up your death to you, James?
Might. That does. Mm-hmm.
Do you think you need to take the traumatized condition?
Let's go ahead and get that engine up and running. Sure. We'll put that
Yay!
down.
Working
Yes,
as planned.
I see what you're doing, Gerwin, and I love it. And I think you two managed to. Will be able to manage to make it into school, and that's when you see the. Oh. Yeah, I think that's when you see the first. I think the first sign you guys have noticed of this, and like a literal sign to hammer home this metaphor, but it is a poster with. Let me grab one of these NPCs. I think it's going to be Eli Clifton, the innocent nerd. He didn't show up from home after school last Friday. He hasn't shown up all weekend. And I think there's a school assembly about this person going missing that is going to happen instead of homeroom this morning.
Oh, great. What has he got himself into now?
I was gonna say he's probably the last person I would think of as going on any kinds of adventures or getting in any kind of trouble. I mean, it's Eli, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he barely leaves his room. He's goddamn shut in.
Maybe I'll get to miss the start of my first class if this goes on too long.
No, let's
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
Let's hope. History always bums me out.
They always get things so wrong. So yeah, who wants to arrive at school next? And I guess if we want to get another scene in with two characters, would Dag be checking Tinks out to try and like get pointers on her personality on the way to school?
So I was thinking that Dag rides the bus. I don't know. Do Tinks and Dag ride the same bus?
Yeah, I think Tinks normally tries to catch a ride with somebody, like with someone. I think she normally walks to school, but is always picked up. But I guess I think today that she got out late. She's not wearing a coat or anything. She's wearing her tank top and some combat boots and like some pants, but not dressed for this weather.
Yeah. And Dag himself is dressed for the weather, probably too warmly for it. He's got like a real thick, heavy coat on, and actually looks a little flush from it when he's sitting on the bus. He's like one of the first people who gets picked up by the bus, and so he exerts his own little bit of power move of taking the back seat on the bus.
Excellent. And where does Tink sit on the bus?
So I think that she probably surveys the bus, just kind of like looking it up and down. And then I think she probably she knows the ways of the bus. And so I think she marches right to the back and just kind of looks Dag up and down and says, "Mind if I sit next to you?"
Yeah, of course, yeah. And he picks his bag up and stuffs it down between his feet into the bottom and shuffles to the side. And then kind of like starts just kind of like looking out the window, but then looking back, and then like going between the two real fast. Not sure where to look.
Yeah, and I think during this point, Tinks is kind of like just kind of sitting down. She didn't bring a bag with her, and so she's just kind of like twiddling her thumbs, looking about, and then just kind of like looking at Dag, who's clearly very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and he sees you don't have a bag. He's like, where's your stuff? Don't you have like homework and things that you need to take care of?
She laughs and says, "Oh, people normally just take care of that for me. I'm just here for the ride."
I don't understand. People just they do things for you. How do you manage that? How do you get people to do things for you?
And then I think Tinks kind of like throws her arm over Dag's shoulder, if that's okay. If you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And says, "Well, it just kind of comes naturally to me, honey. You know how it is," and just kind of pats your cheek.
Do you want to turn him on like a hugging bear to activate Wild Side?
Sure.
Or Wild Hunt, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Wild Hunt. That was beautiful. I got a 5.
With your modifiers?
Oh, with my modifiers?
You got a +3, so that should be an 8 then.
Okay, so 5.
Because you have Hot 2, then +1 from Wild Hunt.
So yeah.
So yes, Dag, you can either hand over a string or pick one from the list to react.
Sorry, where does this list?
It is in the skins and reference moves. It should be under turn on or turn someone on.
Okay, under turn someone on. Okay, so hand over a string or choose one of these. Okay. I think Dag like finds himself just suddenly volunteering his homework. It's just like, oh well, what class do you think we share? What do we biology or something? He's like, oh well, did you need your biology homework? I've got time. I can redo it before class. I know all the answers, so I can just make it up again if you want this.
That's so nice of you. You don't have to do that.
No, I mean, yeah, no, it's totally fine. I get it. Like you've probably got all sorts of other things to do besides homework. I'm really jealous, to be honest. I don't have much going on besides homework and school, and yeah, that's about it.
And then I think Tank maybe like kind of tilts her head and looks at you and says, I don't know that that's true. I think you've got a lot going for you, Dad.
I think he's just kind of like he kind of just looks down at the paper. He's like just like kind of pulling papers out of the bag. He's like, yeah. I mean, I keep busy enough, I guess.
I think Tinks kind of looks at you and says, I think that you are going to be meant for great things. I think you've got drive. Not everybody can say that.
And as you finish that sentence, just as like the punctuation, you hear a backpack fall in the seat next to you. Poppy Shields taking her seat.
Poppy.
Tink. Hey, Dag.
Oh, hey, Poppy.
So, what you doing with the... Well, she looks Tink up and down. unprepared one here.
Nothing. We're just riding to school.
You want to maybe check answers over homework, see if we got the same ones? I mean, I at least did mine.
Poppy, move along. Nobody's talking to you. I think your seat is at the front of the bus.
Oh, roll to shut her down.
All right, here we go.
With a -1. Yay.
All right, that's a 5.
You mark experience.
Oh.
And who's going to I think this is when Annalise, the girl who was from Montreal, Quebec, and now she's in bumfuck Toronto, bumfuck Ontario. This is bullshit. But she doesn't usually take the bus. There must be something wrong with her car and or her chauffeur. But I think she steps in and just and looks at Tink, looks at Poppy. You're even named after a second-rate singer. Get up to the front of the bus. I know a real bitch when I see one. And she and I think Poppy sighs and just wanders up to the front of the bus, and Annalise sits down and pulls out a cigarette from a brand you probably haven't heard of. Don't at her. And just like looks at you two while lighting up, like, is there going to be a fucking problem?
I think Tinks looks at her and says, "Thanks, dearie. I don't think I've seen you around before."
Oh, I've seen you around. You're interesting enough, but well, it brings a small light to this dreary town. And I think this is quite the power move, don't you think, Dag?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. I was debating like I think Dag maybe like goes to take the cigarette from her.
Ooh, that sounds like it could either be a turn on or a shutdown roll, but carrying +1 forward due to your hunger.
Yeah.
Depending on like if you're doing it maliciously or like that kind of like 40s action hero way.
I think since I'm in front of Tink, I think I'm trying to look cool maybe. And so I think this is maybe a bit turn someone on. So I'll go with that one. So let's see, that adds
It'll be flat 2d6.
all right. Let me get 2d6. Let's call these John. So that's an 8.
Okay, and are you turning on Annalise or Tink?
Specifically Tink is
Okay,
the hope.
that is fine. As he reaches over and pulls a cigarette out of Annalise's grasp and turns it around within, like almost like they're flipping a sword in their hands, and takes it in. How do you feel, Tink?
I think Tink is kind of taken aback, just kind of like, didn't think Dag had it in him. He's pretty cool.
So are you going to give him a string or give him a choice from the list?
Where's the list? Sorry.
The list is in the skin, the reference skins.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Let's see.
And giving yourself to someone does not always need to be sexual. It can be like, I give you my attention, I give you my acceptance kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to give an idea, like I think Dag in this specific situation would be more than happy just to have like this like social encounter and feeling like almost like a peer with Tink would be like a bit of a thrill to him.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that Tink is probably going to maybe like as we're getting off the bus or something be like we should hang out sometime.
Big swell of pride. It's like this goofy grin kind of like comes on his face. He's like, yeah, okay.
This is adorable. And you walk in, student at the symposium. You must have the talk about the missing Eli, or Eli. I think they're all gathering people up into the gym. No one gets to go to homeroom. This is too important for breakfast, i.e. they can push back the delivery orders by a few hours and be cheap. And I think I will allow you to sit beside whoever you would like in the auditorium to go to this event about Eli. If you'd like to group together, pull in an NPC of your choice, feel free.
To clarify, I know it's winter, so has school been in session for a few months now at this point?
Yes.
Got it, okay. I would like to, if possible, I would like to sit next to Neve, but I would also like to try to position us, and if that means I have to sort of select sort of for Neve where we sit, I'd like to sit in such a way that I'm able to keep an eye on this Joseph character and see if I can get a feel for who he hangs out with and who he sits next to, and get any additional info on him that way.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I think you will run into Joseph on the way up to the seats as he does that little thing of like, he's going down the stairs. Neve is coming up the stairs. He goes left, she goes left. He goes right, she goes right. Kind of back and forth for a little bit, and he smiles sheepishly before like going to get a soda and giving her a look on his way back up. So you can definitely follow him. He is not hard to notice.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow him and glare at him the whole time.
And Tag and Tinks, are you going to sit with these wonderful weirdos? Sit together, sit with NPCs, Cat?
I was actually going to call out to Tinks when she comes in and tap the bench next to me.
Yeah, I think Tink smiles, kind of lights up and waves back and says, "Hey, long time no see," and like maybe gallivants over there.
Yeah, how you been doing?
Pretty good. A little rushed out on my way to school this morning, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, don't you normally drive in?
Yeah, got out a little late this morning. Didn't get my usual posse to pick me up.
What's up with that? Don't normally take the bus.
Yeah. Well, things are just a little hectic at home.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I can give you a lift back if you want. We got plenty of room in my truck.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You don't live far away.
That would be wonderful. Thank you. And she gives kind of this big smile and looks really relieved.
Do you know what this is all about? Apparently Eli's gone missing.
Yeah, I haven't seen the kid for a little while. Poor guy. I hope he didn't get into too much trouble.
how much trouble can he get into? He really doesn't do anything. He's boring. He's the most boring kid here.
No, but I mean, I could see him stumbling into something, being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, we've got those new kids, that gang in. Those bikers.
Yeah, I totally forgot about them. They look like trouble. Oh, I hope Eli didn't fall in with them. He's a little cinnamon roll. He doesn't.
Yeah, I can't see him riding a bike in any way, shape, or form. He'd be too scared of the noises it makes. So, yeah. Have you seen Alex around anywhere?
Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I saw her towards the front of course, trying. Actually, it looks like she's over there with the gang. I'm surprised they're even here. They're not usually even in this early.
Oh God, what the hell is she doing with them? She is a little freak. You know, she was taking photos of me earlier as I was pulling up.
Christ, what were you doing?
Nothing. I literally was walking into school. That girl has it out for me. I swear.
You hear a ding from someone like 2 rows up from you, and I think you can hear some laughter, Neve. If you look behind you, they will quickly look away at you, but they were staring at you.
I'm just gonna stare daggers at them.
You maybe want to gaze into the abyss about this, even though you're bad at it.
Yes, I very much so. I want that delicious XP for failing.
Sweet.
So that'll be a 8.
Okay, I think you feel the well, how does gazing work for you? Like, is it like extending your vampiric senses? Is it
I think it very much is. I think it's literally just. I think in this instance, it's basically me closing down and trying to hear what they're talking about over the actual rest of the noises round, and I think she has that little touch of telepathy as well.
yeah, like this I feel like you get their emotions, but not through like auras, but like by feeling their heartbeats, hearing like feel like smelling the chemicals going through their blood, and like you can feel like the weird excitement, anxiety, rush of seeing something you shouldn't, and I think there's this like brush of telepathy of just you falling all over James picking you up, and this picture of like a overlay comes up. High school OTP ship, and then a ship horn.
God damn that little bitch! And she'll stand up. She'll grab her crutch and she'll walk over. So, what's the joke then?
Are you going over to Alex or to the person who was laughing at you?
To the person who's laughing. They're the closest target.
I think this will be an unnamed NPC at the moment, but they look up. It's like it's a bad overlay. I mean, it looks like someone did this within a few minutes. Like there's no real thought put into this.
You think that's funny?
Well,
No.
the editing's bad, but like.
Oh, so you're laughing at the person who did this then?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not
Yeah,
laughing at you.
Yeah, I mean the person who did this must be a total scumbag, and I'm saying it loud enough for Alex to actually hear.
Yeah, I think like you can definitely get like yeah, sure, that's obviously right. I mean, who would do this? This is terrible.
And I'd like to roll to put Alex down.
Please do, as you work the audience.
So that's an 11.
Okay, So Alex has no strings on you, so you may gain a string on them, give Alex a condition, or take +1 forward to your next roll.
I get an additional string because of my. Sorry, I get additional option due to my cold as ice move. So I will get a string on Alex, and I will give her the condition scumbag. I mean, if she's gonna really say that, hey James, come and have a look at this,
What? I walk over there.
and I'm gonna snatch the phone off this named NPC.
Yeah, and it's a picture. Like the video is just like a Benny Hill skit almost of Neve just falling on you, you catching her, and then the bad overlay of the OTP ship noise.
So look how crap that is. I mean, just look at it. Just put no effort into that whatsoever.
Is this just like on this person's phone?
It's like it's a YouTube video.
Got it. So it's been uploaded to like YouTube, basically.
Yeah, it is on social media.
Okay. Is it logged into this person's account?
The NPCs or Alex's?
Who posted the video?
That would be Alex.
Is it logged into Alex's account?
Yes.
Can I add some captions onto the video the way that YouTube does, and maybe have it say something like I'm kind of like typing these captions out, like, "Hello, my name's Alex, and I'm a huge bitch. I have no friends. I have to do shit like this to get attention from everybody. Da 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 da." And I just kind of like rattle that off into the captions, and then just sort of save.
Keep your cool to shut Alex down with roll to shut Alex down with cold. You can take advantage of the scumbag condition and get a +1 to this roll.
Okay, so it's going to be cold +3.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've done this enroll for your party correctly. Let's see if this works. It might not have.
Not a 9 total.
I
mean, not 9 total. 9 total on the dice.
9 plus 3 is 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a 12 total. Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
So yeah, you get to pick between taking a string on her, giving her another condition, or taking +1 forward to your next roll.
Take a string on her.
Okay. And I think at this, like, you can hear like some of the kids beginning to laugh. Alex looking quite cross at this from where she is sitting, and I mean, she's a scumbag now. How would she react to this?
I feel like she would just like lose her cool and like destroy her credibility with how pissed off she would get.
I know.
At least that's what I would hope.
I'm wondering how she. I think. She has to get up, pull a shoe off, and why not? I mean, she's a scumbag. She's chucking the shoe at Neve. What do you do, Neve?
I'm gonna let it hit me and then milk it for as much as it's worth.
Do you want to take 1 harm as you sell this hit?
Oh, I will take that harm, yes.
Yeah, so for that taking 1 harm, I'll give you +1 forward to whatever you plan to do.
I'm going to gonna get smacked straight in the face with it. I think there's a little bit of a crunch, and I get a bloody nose as a result. God damn you, bitch! You absolute fucking scumbag bitch! Miss, did you see that?
The teacher looks up from her lesbian lumberjanes romance novel and looks at, I think, like, sees the blood and sighs and gets on a walkie-talkie to the nurse.
Uh, ow, ow, ow. Oh, how bad is it? I'm gonna turn to James again.
Where did it strike Neve?
Straight in the nose.
Oh my gosh, are you bleeding?
Yeah, I've got I've got a nosebleed from it.
My God, and what I'll try and do is I'll try to like maybe pull out like a scarf or something that I have, because imagine it's cold up there. And what I'll do is I'll try to like wrap it sort of around the lower half of Neve's face, not because it's going to clot the blood or anything like that, but because it's sort of a makeshift bandage and because it covers the wound. And I'm doing this probably in a little bit more of a like slow, delicate kind of way than is really necessary.
Would you like to roll to turn me on?
Of course I would. Yeah.
Why not?
Why
Do you have
not?
any conditions, Neve?
Not at the moment, no.
I don't think you did. You're
So-
not traumatized. Yeah.
So then do I
Oh,
just
actually,
take-
no, I do have a condition. I'm at fault for your death,
Oh yes.
and I
Can
feel
I-
very guilty about
Because
it.
your move that you can treat everyone as having that
So do I have to incorporate that into what I'm doing somehow?
to get the move. Yeah, I think like you could like it could be something simple as saying like I'll take care of you like you took care of me. Tag it.
That sort of thing. Okay, sure. In that case, I'll just say that I'm, and I'll kind of like, sort of like half mutter, half like whisper it, but I'll just say that like I'm returning the favor, and I'll phrase it that way, as I'm sort of wrapping this scarf about.
Roll.
And
2d6 flat.
okay, sorry, I'm very bad with roll for your party, so I'm afraid I might accidentally screw something up here. Like I only have one die on my own. Oh wait, no, here we go. We can highlight both of these and then double click to reroll, I think. Okay, so that looks like a natural 5 plus 2 for the condition is 7 minus
Oh no,
1,
it should only be
or plus 1 for the condition,
yeah.
but also canceled out by minus 1 for my hot score. So I'm pretty sure it was well below a 7 at the end of all things.
Yes. So I think I know exactly what happens. You're taking care of her, then Andrew Atherton appears. Neve, you look. Oh, let me take you to the nurse's office. Then Joseph shows up. No, I mean, we can all take you. That looked horrible. Then I think Lauren Lee shows up like, yeah, I mean, like, it'll be fine. We all gotta get you there. And it's like, I think everyone's trying to help Neve out right now.
But it's no, Dad, stop.
Yeah, guys, we've got this. We don't. Everything's fine. Seriously, can't you see? She's already like, and I'm like trying to play up like how upset Neve is already. Like, can you guys see that she doesn't want the attention? Can we just give it a minute? Just spread out for a second.
I think Lauren will I think starts like walking down, like she's going to go to the nurse's office with you whether you want to or not. Andrew and Joseph start giving Neve their space because they actually care about her.
Damn it, under my breath, but I'll go with whoever I need to go with.
James, honestly, you probably need to hear what they're going to say here. Can you tell me? Just make notes and tell me later. I may need to write about it in the paper.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Thanks.
Well, actually, is that a temptation, Neve?
I think it is. Yes.
Yes, if you so basically the same thing happens if you do it. Neve will be pulling a string on you. So if you do what she asks, you mark experience.
Okay, and can you just one more time for me define exactly what it is you want me to do?
I want you to stay at the school assembly and take notes, so I can use it for the school paper later.
Okay, I will do that, but I probably feel rejected. But I will do it.
That's how Monster Hearts works.
Yep.
Bad deal.
That's very much the system working as planned.
So yeah, Dag, you've seen this nasty power play. I think it's been like a big flux of energy going on in this auditorium right now. How are you feeling?
I think there's a lot of emotions of like I think there was definitely a strong temptation when she threw the shoe to almost just jump in and try and start like a big fight at that point. But resisting and trying to say like this is not my battle. And instead I'm scanning the crowd looking for Ryan, thinking I've got more important things to deal with today.
And you'll catch Ryan around. I think he's way too cool for just cheerleaders. I think he has like the entire dance team around him of like all the 4 girls and 2 guys who are working on like what's going to be the center back dance for next game and how to best do it on during the cold.
Yeah, does he take notice of this situation at all, or is he kind of in his own world?
I think most people take note of this because the beginning of an auditorium day is very boring, and this was very noticeable. But I think what you do is like what you see is him pull out a phone, and if you want to be like above him so you can see what he's typing in, if it would be that he's marking her off the RSVP list to a party he's going to throw.
Oh, okay. No, absolutely. Yeah. I was gonna suggest that I try to, maybe get a seat behind him. I'm really curious if I can somehow get a glimpse of like what names are still on that list.
Sounds like you might be keeping your cool as a power play.
Yeah.
Here's a roll flat 2d6 for me, please.
Yeah, I think I'm also very bad with roll for your party, so I don't even know where my 2 dice went. So I'm just gonna add 2 more.
I think I accidentally deleted them. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I struggle with this website sometimes. I also put the wrong label on there earlier. I'll do green for Dag. That makes sense. So let's do 2 of these here. Okay, so
That is a 6.
actually I have -1 cold. Isn't
You're going for your power hunger though, so that gets you +1 to your roll.
right?
So it's just 0, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like that's when you notice Ryan look up at you, and he looks you right in the eyes, and you've never really been this close to him. You've never been like it's always been sort of like following him like a predator, and that's when you see it: affection, confusion, compassion, and he turns away from you like a love-struck puppy. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Oh, hey, it's Ryan, right? Hey, cool phone, man. What? That looks nice. That's like one of the new ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, what's Dag's full name?
I was thinking maybe Dag is short for D'Angelo.
I meant like first and last name, but yeah,
Oh,
with D'Angelo that'd be even better. I think he's like oh no, it's the X model D'Angelo.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I bet the school probably helped you get that right. You know, I mean, they got to make sure their star players up to date and looks good and everything. I can't afford anything like that, but yeah, I was just checking it out. Sorry for being a creep and looking over your shoulder like that. Didn't mean anything by it.
Oh no, I mean, I mean, with what Alex just did, she can't come to my party. That would be a major party foul. But I mean, you haven't been to any of my parties, and I mean, there's a space now. Would you be up for it?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's awesome. When is it?
Oh, and I'll name off like a nebulous times. Like it can be the weekend. It can be in a few days. Whenever the game says it should be.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Need me to bring anything? Do you soda or chips?
And I think one of the girls on the dance team laughs like soda or chips. Dude, you need to be cool to come to this party.
Oh, my bad. I thought I'd offer.
And Ryan just is like, well, like if you got any alcohol or can get any weed around here, that'd be cool.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. I get that stuff all the time. I can take care of that. That's yeah, no easy. I got I know a guy. He does this thing for me all the time. Yeah, you can totally count on me. I'll get some alcohol and some weed. No problem.
And then he like holds out his fist for the bro fist moment.
And Dag like wait, he's like way too far back and then like kind of like really stiff as he does it. You know. And he's not sure like do you blow it up after or.
And Tanks, what I mean, Neve just left you there to get a shoe thrown in her face. What are you doing?
Oh, I think I'm enjoying the chaos right now. Like this is great fun. I'm just loving all the high emotions, and then I think I'm seeing like the kind of odd interaction between Dag and Ryan, and I'm just kind of like maybe trying to listen in a little bit, and then maybe try to stir up some chaos elsewhere.
I would say, do you want to maybe give into your fey nature and gaze into the abyss about something?
Oh, that would be fun. Let's see.
Like, gaze into the abyss about why Alex is such a bitch, why Neve let herself get hit, why Dag is being accepted so much.
Let's see.
What the fuck happened to Eli?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think can I gaze into the abyss about the relationship between Alex and the gang? Like can I kind of see I thought that interaction was a little interesting.
I thought that was just like Alex's gang of friends, not like the vampire hunter gang. Was I incorrect?
Oh, I don't know. I might have.
I think Neve said something about the gang before. What was your interpretation of Alex and the gang, Neve?
My understanding was that she was hanging out with some of the bikers that Dag saved me from.
Then definitely yes, gaze to the abyss about that, because this could be interesting. And you are muted, Tinks.
All right, so I got an 8 straight up, and looking into the abyss, you use dark, right? All right, so that's +1, so that's a 9, I believe.
And I mean, this is Neve's enemy. Do you want to spend a string on Neve to push that to a 10?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I think like this is beautiful chaos, and you can see you see strings that most people don't, and like I think you're almost like dancing through them to like, and like as you do, you cut them, and the emotions run high as they snap and spin to people, and but you see chains attached to Alex as Alex is being led down the auditorium stairwell and the bleacher stairwell, and I think each of these chains on her are oh, I need to make this Castlevania. I think like they end in like uh torches of some kind. Like very, I'm imagining if you've seen the Castlevania Netflix series, the end of the whip, the chain whip that it lights on fire. They all look like that, and but I think you see that she is her like at the her feet are covered in mud, and her hands are covered in dirt, and you realize that she is, well, she's doing some kind of dirty work for them. It seems more literal than figurative.
Yeah, so I think that Tinks maybe meanders up to Alex, and I think that she kind of like I'm assuming that the mud on her like feet and hands are like what I see and not what other people see. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that I'm gonna maybe pick up some of that mud, and I know that other people can't really see me, and I kind of like uh let it run through my hands and just kind of look at her and say, "Hmm. So what have you been up to? Seems like you've been getting your hands a little dirty there."
Ooh. And I think she looks at her hands like, oh, did my shoe leave mud on my fingers? Oh, fucking hell. No, wait. What are you on about?
Tinks kind of tilts her head and smiles and says, "I think you know." And then I think I look very pointedly at the biker gang that she was talking with earlier.
And I think this sounds like a keep your cool roll as a power move. Carry +1 forward for your gaze into the abyss roll. And since she is a scumbag, take another +1 forward. So you get a +1 now. Yay.
A 7. Or wait, an 8 plus 1. So
Okay,
it's
you can either get more than you bargained for, or nothing at all.
oh, get more than I bargained for.
I think she like one of the teachers comes up like, oh, so you're taking her to the principal's office. Okay, better you than me. Go on, you two. And she hands Alex her shoe back. Alex puts the shoe on. There's some blood on it, and you're walking her to the principal's office. You know, she's just silent for a long time until she I think she reaches, like, bends down, pulls her a finger across the blood on her shoe, turns around and puts it under your nose. Smell it. It's not human. You think I'm going to stand for my little brother going after a monster? I love him. He's an idiot, though. Those people, they've told me what's right, what's real, what's going down in this town. If I can take one of those blood-sucking beasts down with me, I'll do better than the entire Spanish Inquisition did their entire run.
And I think that Tinks kind of looks at her, and I think that she kind of takes her hand and then like kind of like licks the blood off of her finger and says, "Darling, the only monster here seems to be you." And then continues to walk her to the principal's office.
Oh dear. That sounds like a shutdown to me. Everyone hates Alex. Feel free to tag Scumbag for make that a flat roll.
Cool. What is that rolling with? Is that rolling
Hold.
with? Okay.
So
So
with a
that,
+1, it will be a 0.
yeah. So that's an 8.
Okay, so you can get a string on her, give her another condition, or take +1 forward to your next roll.
I would like a string on her.
Okay, and she will give you the condition myopic. You're not staring at the problem right in front of you. Yeah, I think I think we'll have Dag and James left in the auditorium then, and I think one of the principal was gonna, I think, has to come out, so there will be some time with Alex and Tinks in the office alone. Yay! And the principal, like, I think starts out, like, with very heavy hearts. We must talk about Eli Clifton, the does this in school, does that of this club, like very bureaucratically fluffing his ego. And it's like Eli has left school property. We saw it on our cameras that he actually left the school property. He was last seen around the local pharmacy, and after that, he disappeared. He was close to the the train tracks near the frozen expanse woods, and that is where most people are going to be attempting to find him. There will be search parties gathered today if you are friends with him and want to try and discover evidence about this missing person, or if you have any information about his whereabouts, please come forward now. His parents are very worried about him, but we would like to reiterate he was off school property when he disappeared. We are not liable. We are not anything but supportive in this time of need. Thank you very much, and we hope his memory stays with you all and is found.
Would I be able to gaze into the abyss for any kind of lead on what his situation might be beyond what the principal just said?
I mean, you're dead. So, I mean, you can definitely probably send your dead senses out to see if he's dead.
I would think so.
Yeah, roll dark.
Okay. No modifiers aside from my dark score.
Correct. So it'll just be a +1.
That looks like a nat 3, so nothing to say there.
Oh, but you do get experience, and I think I'm going to tap into your traumatized condition, and I think you like you get this flash of a memory of yeah, there's a party this way. Come on, yeah, it's a good party. It'll be fine. And it's like you've been to a party, right? Like there's this really attractive girl who is leading you down the stairs in this house, and I think like this is you're getting to Neve's bedroom, and there is like you just hear this snarl, this growl, and then something snap in the room. It's like we'll clean up for it first, but trust me, it's wild. And you are left outside the door, and I think you just see blood under the door. Is Neve's bedroom just spill out.
Is that essentially a flashback to how I died?
It is a flashback slash like a emotional trigger. Like it may be what you felt like at the moment. It may be repressed emotions. It may be an actual memory. It's up to you.
Okay.
The reaction I picked was Herald the Abyss, which is just leaving it up to the players pretty much how they want to interpret it.
Okay, that makes sense. I think for my part, my response to all of this would just be to start like crying in the middle of the auditorium.
Oh.
And everyone probably thinks that it's because of Eli. And for my part, it's mixed feelings. I'm not really sure whether it's because I'm like traumatized by this experience or because it's just like such an intense emotional memory. But I probably am just sort of sobbing like an idiot in there in front of everybody.
I love it. Dag, how does seeing a a man just burst into tears during the auditorium make you feel? I mean, how close were you to Eli?
I don't think Eli and Dag were close. I think seeing James start crying, and then I'm picturing that this kind of gains the attention of all the crowd. And Dag, without like even thinking about it, finds himself standing up and walking over to James and putting an arm around him, if that's all right, and just like kind of trying to comfort him so that he can be part of that spotlight as well.
Do you want to try and turn him on, stealing his spotlight and tagging traumatized?
I'm curious, would this be turn on? I almost feel like this is almost shut someone down because I almost like want to divert attention from him to me.
Yeah, that works. I mean, however you want to phrase it. It'd still be a +1 because of the normal -1 plus tagging 2 things. God, you are cruel.
Okay, so that is an 8, and then what was it? What was the modifier? So this
+1 with the because you got the +1 from tagging the condition and +1 from your hunger.
And then I'm -1 cold, so I think it works out to a 9 total. If I'm
and if you have a string on James, you may boost that roll to a 10.
I don't have a string on James. He's the one I don't have one on.
So yeah, you get to choose an option. I think James has a string on you, so you cannot get a string on him, but you may make him lose a string on you. You may inflict another condition on him, or you may take +1 forward to your next roll.
I'll choose they lose a string on you.
Okay. So James loses a string on Dag.
Okay.
And you give Dag a condition because this comes off kind of bad.
Yeah, is attention whore too much of an aggressive way to
No, someone
go
got
with
the
that
condition
condition?
White Knight last night, so I mean.
Okay. That's what I would think of him, so that's the condition that I'm leaning towards assigning.
Attention whore, insta trash, anything like that.
Yeah. Where's conditions? Okay.
Yeah, I think you see like Dag will notice Ryan sort of like halfway jealously looking at you putting an arm around James and halfway admiringly, while James I think notices let's say Courtney LaRouge look like just rolling her eyes at James' misery at this moment.
Can I, like, just upon noticing that all this attention is on me and like Dag is uncomfortably close and I look like an idiot in front of everybody and I'm like crying uncontrollably, can I just like get up and like sort of awkwardly like huff out of the auditorium, failing to complete the notes that I told Neve that I would complete for them?
Yes, please feel free to run away from the situation.
I will 100% run away from the situation.
Roll volatile.
Oh, jeez, I don't think that's a very good one for me. It's a -1. Okay. Oh, that was boxcars, so 11.
So nothing bad happens. From me, looks at Neve. Plans. Yeah, so I think with the being the session 0.5, do we want to I think we have at least 2 more scenes with Tinks and Alex in the principal's office and Neve and Lauren in the nurse's office, but we can leave that till next time and do a quick round of stars and wishes for everyone if we'd like to first, because I know it is late for Gerwin and I can plan more.
I've already had 8 hours sleep today, so I'm okay to continue if people want to.
Okay, then let's put you in the hot seat then, or the nurse's office. As I think the nurse has corrected your. Actually, how do you heal as a vampire? Is it like faster than normal? Like would the nose be broken or just like look like it's out of place?
The nose isn't broken. I've literally just got a nosebleed, and I I generally heal by feeding.
So yeah, I think the nurse will like sigh, like keep unraveling the handkerchief around your nose, and who did this? This is terrible.
Oh, is that bitch Alex?
Alex wrapped this handkerchief around your nose. This is
Oh no, no, no. Oh, it's James. He
I-
he means well, but doesn't have a clue most of the time.
Yeah, I think that's when you hear like you're about to sit down, and that's when the 2 feet hit your chair as Lauren Lee puts her feet up on where you're supposed to be sitting. Yeah, I mean Alex is a hoe, just downright dirty. I mean, I was in your corner about her the entire time.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna look down at the feet on the chair. I'm gonna look at her pointedly.
She'll smile and move the feet.
Thank you. I don't know what her problem is. I think she's
Oh,
just jealous. She thinks James and I are going out and she couldn't get a man to save her life.
she doesn't care about James. I mean, she thinks you're trying to date her brother.
What do you think, Joseph and me?
I mean, you are dating him, right? He's telling people that you guys have gone on dates.
Um, it's nothing that formalized, and she's lying at this point. It's just casual.
He said he took you to Sevierville and got you a Build-A-Bear. Like that's intense shit.
These lips don't kiss and tell.
And I think the nurse is just like, as putting a cotton in your nose at this point, and it goes to get some painkillers for you, and just sighing at this, and Lauren sighs like, well, I mean, at least we're not having to listen about Eli. I'm tired of
What
hearing about his problems.
his problems? What? He's a wallflower. What problems does he have?
Why do you think he's a wallflower? Look, he's my neighbor, dude. His family, not that great. I mean, if his dad's not yelling at the sports team to do better, he's yelling at his bookie for getting the wrong bet. She does quotation marks. And if he's not doing well with his bookie, he's yelling at Eli.
Who would have thought? So, what do you think happened to him?
And Lauren looks at the nurse, and like the nurse comes over and gives you the painkillers, and like you can tell Lauren does not want to talk about what she knows in front of an adult.
You gonna help me back to class?
She'll
I think I need to stop by the restroom first just to clean up.
she'll nod, and as you guys get to the restroom, she'll like
Oh.
she is. Go
I
ahead.
was saying that for the nurse's benefit. I'm gonna cut out and basically go behind the sports shed and light up a spliff.
Ah, good. Then yeah, as you guys get out, and I think Lauren will stay quiet until you get to where you're going, and
So come on then, spill the goss, spill the tea.
you know, I think are you taking the hit of the joint first, or is she?
I think I'm taking the hit of the joint.
So it's almost like a kiss. So roll to turn her on first, as you share a joint.
And that would, oh goodness, that would be a 5.
Ooh, I think she takes a hit and just begins coughing really bad, and ends up like dropping it, steps on it by accident. It is ruined, and
Hey,
you have to.
what? Do you know how much that shit costs?
No, I've never done this before. I thought it would be cool.
You've never done this before.
My parents are very. Look, Canadian Chinese parents don't do marijuana. Even when it's legalized, it's not cool.
You need to get out more. You going to the party tonight?
No. Thanks to Dag, I'm not going to any parties anymore.
What happened?
Look, I was probably. People talk, and Tiffany made me mad, so I was maybe kissed Tiffany's boyfriend and maybe was bragging about it, and maybe Dag saw that I was kissing Tiffany's boyfriend in a text and took pictures of it, and so it's not my fault. He wasn't supposed to find out.
Oh, seriously? What's he like?
Oh God! Look, if it wasn't for revenge, it would have never happened.
Oh,
It
you
was
say that. You say that now.
it was like kissing a wet Nerf ball, just like gush and drool everywhere.
That's the trouble with men. They don't know how to do things properly.
What?
Come on, if you never kissed a girl.
No,
No,
I mean, I've never even listened to the Katy Perry song
Wait.
about it.
We're so much better than guys at that shit. I mean, men just have no clue. It's like the other thing as well, that they'll just rush in. They don't take their time, and
I mean, we were talking about Eli before, so like yeah,
Are you blushing? You're blushing.
and I think that with that, it's like she will get quite embarrassed. Like,
No,
fine,
no,
maybe this.
no. Look, I'll prove it. Come here.
Oh God, now I think you definitely need to try and turn her on again because this is not in her wheelhouse.
And that's a 9.
Ooh, I think she will give you a string with a kiss.
There, that's much better. See? That's much better.
Well, it's like it's better than Nerf ball, but at least it's like not. Yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, cool.
I can give you pointers if you want.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's.
So you
Yeah. Do
come
you?
into the
What's
party
your
tonight.
lipstick? I mean, lip gloss. I mean, what you wearing?
Oh,
I
it's
mean, I can see what you're wearing, but ah.
It's blood red.
And I think she's like, well, anyway, I. This is nice and all, but I am worried about Eli. You know how he's good at math. I mean, I cheated off him. He's great at math. But his dad's been making him run the books lately, and what if he got in trouble?
Yeah. Eli. You know, having a family can be all sorts of problems. You going into the woods then to look for him?
Can't. violin practice.
Bullshit. That sounds like an excuse to me.
Look, I tried to get out of it. My fingers are so much more useful than playing the violin, but
If you're that worried, you can't say you're that worried about him and then not go.
my parents aren't worried about him. They don't.
Fuck your
It's
parents. I'm sorry, but if you're that worried about him, you'll go in and have a look there, and you'll go looking for him. I think I'm going to spend that string straight away to tempt her.
Oh, God damn it. She'll do it. Making the poor little unpopular girl rebel. How dare you, vampire?
I mean, I could go with you, but I'm not the most mobile of people.
I could, like, get a sled.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not going to be pulled around on a sled.
I didn't say you'd be the one being pulled. She punches you in the arm lightly.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, we better get back to class.
Yeah, I think we will now cut to Tank with Alex waiting outside the principal's office. Yeah, and Alex, you've just been told that Tank, you've been told that Alex just doesn't fuck with no monsters, and that Neve is a monster. How do you feel about this?
I mean, I think that Tink is kind of offended, but I don't think that this kind of she's gotten this sentiment before. I mean, she like it kind of rolls off of her shoulders, like, yeah, okay, whatever you say, Toots.
And I think she's gone quiet as you enter the principal's office. Like, she's not talking. She is just. I think she is focusing on her phone at the moment, but she is not doing anything with YouTube, anything with social media that you've known of.
Yeah, I think that Tinks might take away her phone and kind of just throw it behind her. She doesn't like being ignored.
And Alex will look over at you, like, get up and go to get her phone from behind you if you do not stop her.
Yeah, no, I think that Tinks is gonna go put her foot down on the phone, and if she makes another move, she's gonna smash it.
Alex looks up at you. Why are you doing this? What do you get out of this?
Amusement. It's fun.
She'll look you in the eyes, like, and I think just start glaring. It's fun to fuck with someone who has very dangerous friends.
Who are your dangerous friends? Your little biker friends? Do they think they're so cool in their leather jackets? Honey, they don't scare me.
Ooh. Roll to I guess you need to either keep your cool or shut her down again, I think. You are standing tall.
Yeah, I think this will be keeping my cool. I think so.
Understood. And sadly, Scumbag can't help you here.
Alright, so it looks like I got an 8 again, and my cool is -1, so I got a 7.
Okay, you can let's see. You can learn more about the gang firsthand, or you can stay safe now but make yourself a target for later.
I think I want to get information from the gang firsthand.
Yeah, so I think as you're going like this, the doors open and this woman with an eye patch, like this what looks like a bit of a like you can't tell if it's like a blunt concussion or road rash that was on the eye, but she has definitely lost that eye before. A bit of her hair is missing. She shaves a lot of her head on that side. Looks like a 1%er biker for sure as she walks in and steps beside Alex. What the fuck's going on here? Why'd you lose control in there? Who's this bitch? I think Alex will begin like stammering a bit and explaining herself until unless Tink wants to introduce herself.
Yeah, no, I think that she's gonna look up and down and say, "Oh, glad to see that I'm not the only bitch in this room. I'm Tinks. Nice to meet you, hun."
And she'll give you a firm, powerful handshake, and I think you see some. Yeah, I think I'll throw some supernatural into this. Like you notice that her biker helmet is. You see the biker helmet in her other hand. It is blood red. You see her skin seems to almost be a bit gray. Her smile a bit too wide. Feels like family almost, but maybe a cousin.
Yeah, I think Tink is a little taken aback by this. I think it unnerves her a little bit, and I think she kind of withdraws her hand and she says, "You're very," looks her up and down, "intriguing. What'd you say your name was?"
Didn't. And she I think there's like that like one crooked smile from one side of her face. You can almost see I would say big dick energy incisors, and she looks you up and down, and like there's this long sniff. Is Tinks wearing any perfume or scent?
Absolutely not. Her natural
Smell.
sense all she needs.
Yeah, I think she gives like this grin. You smell familiar, almost like something we should be looking for. Maybe. No. The name. Let's see. Uh, you can call me Annis. Red Annis.
I would say it's nice to meet you, but I'm afraid that doesn't seem quite right, and I'm very big on meaning what I say.
Oh, I promise you, sweetie, this is just the start of something much bigger. Now,
And I think that Tink is going to kind of she's going to get back some of her swagger, and she's going to like get up on her tippy toes and kind of whisper in her ear, "I certainly hope so."
so take a string on Red Annis. I think that the principal will come in. Alex will like shove Tinks off her phone and get it and scramble into the office after the principal, and we can leave it here for now. Let's do